decades, creating a dangerous climate situation for young people.
Politicians, Democrats, Republicans.
But not the left. Can you do me a favor? Learning. I don't know.
Hi, my name is Vic Barrett. I'm 19 years old. I'm a sophomore at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where I'm studying political science and environmental studies, and I've been an environmental and social justice activist since I was 14 years old.
My name is Vic Barrett. I am 19 years old, and I'm pissed because my government has betrayed me. I'm actually currently suing my government. I'm suing them because they're perpetuating the global climate crisis. I'm suing them because they're violating my constitutional rights, and I'm suing them because they're selling a future that my immigrant mother got for me.
We've been in this freaking crazy lawsuit. We sued the government. All my kids at school are like, oh my gosh, just because you sued the president. I'm like, yeah.
We did. We actually did it.
We did it.
21 young people are suing the U.S. federal government for failing to protect our rights to life, liberty, and property as granted to us in the Constitution by engaging in subsidizing, developing, trading fossil fuels.
No people should live in poverty or go hungry. All people have the right to clean water and a quality education like I've been fortunate enough to have. All women and girls deserve to feel empowered and have the right to gender equity. And most importantly, for me personally, the global goals demand action on climate change.
Human emissions into the atmosphere manifests itself in ways like increased natural disasters, global warming, sea level rise, and other events that continue to get more advanced as our emissions rise. We may have 12 years to change irreversible impacts of climate change. But I think that it's important to focus on the fact that we may have 12 years to do that, but we also have decades of strength and movement and resilience and fighting back against this issue.
Do we want climate justice? When do we want it?
Young people rose up around the world to demand immediate action. That starting on this day, September 20th, 2019, everything began to change. Young people are doing this because we love our world and we do everything that we can to protect it. No matter the actions of this court, we're not giving up and we're only getting stronger. We know the seas are rising around us, and in order to save the world we love, the knowledge, the beauty, the passion, the adorable children, we have to rise with them. Thank you.
I got involved in the Youth v. Gov lawsuit after working with nonprofit organizations in New York City. We were trying to get climate change education mandated in public schools K through 12. And while I was doing that work, started talking to the communications director at Our Children's Trust, and they started talking to me about this idea of going to attack the issue of climate change through the judicial branch instead of the legislative branch. And this was, for me, a way to really get politicians, the U.S. federal government, to look at cold, hard facts about climate change and really have to be accountable to young people.
I mean, how often do you see, you're 17, I'm 15, how often do you see young people at the United Nations? And I think it should be like a thing, to have kids' voices at the UN, because this is our future,
Being around other young activists is definitely really important. I think that if I didn't know so many other young activists, I would feel super isolated and way more alone in the work that I'm doing. Something that's really motivating to such daunting work is definitely the knowledge that there are a lot of other people in this country, all over this world, young people, old people, everybody, who are dedicated to fighting this issue.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
I always consider New York a place that raised me. I went to high school in New York City for 4 years, and that's where I experienced a lot of my growth and a lot of my coming into myself. The way that I've had to move in the world, I feel like it's also made me a stronger person, and I think that having strength in this work is incredibly important.
What plaintiffs seek is a judicial safeguard against the further deprivation of their rights. And what we've asked for specifically is not that the district court take over the management of the fossil fuel energy system, but that, like in Brown versus Board and Brown versus Plata, the district court order the federal defendants to prepare a plan to come into constitutional compliance.
Years until catastrophic climate change, according to the IPCC. But with movements like 350.org and Sunrise and the Sierra Club and young people stepping up to get the Green New Deal passed and storming their political offices and going to COP24 to interrupt U.S. fossil fuel panels, you know, we're not just going to sit back, we're not just going to take it, and I think that that helps me feel optimistic because I see the amount of strength that a lot of these young people have. Like, you were in the house with me, 11-year-old Levi knows that climate change is an issue and he has to do something about it. And if that's what the next generations are going to be like, I feel optimistic. I feel good that we're going to be the ones in power because we've been waiting for it for a while and we know what we need way better than any 65-year-old lawmaker does.
Mm-hmm.